I was trying to put a name to this idea for a while, and I came up with Unteachable Lessons. It's a special category of lesson, one that you can't discover without experiencing it firsthand. So there is a certain subset of advice that for some reason we all refuse to learn through instruction, no matter how arduous or costly or effortful it's going to be for us to find out for ourselves. We prefer to disregard the mountains of warnings that we get from our elders and songs and literature and historical catastrophes and public scandals. And instead, we think some version of, yeah, that might be true for them, but not for me. We decide to learn the hard lessons the hard way over and over again. And unfortunately, they all seem to be the big things, too. It's never insights about how to put up level shelves or charmingly introduce yourself at a cocktail party. Instead, we spend most of our lives learning firsthand the most important lessons that the previous generation already warned us about. Things like money won't make you happy, or fame won't fix your self-worth, or you don't love that pretty girl, she's just hot and difficult to get, or nothing is as important as you think it is when you're thinking about it. You will regret working too much. Worrying isn't improving your performance. All of your fears are a waste of time. You should see your parents more. You'll be fine after the breakup, and you'll be grateful that you did it. It's perfectly okay to cut toxic people out of your life. And even listening to that list back, I find myself sort of rolling my eyes at how fucking trite it is, because they are all basic bitch, obvious insights that everybody has heard before. But if they're so basic, why does everybody so reliably fall prey to them consistently throughout our lives? And if they're so obvious, why do people who have recently become famous or wealthy or lost a parent or gone through a breakup start to proclaim those facts with the sort of renewed, grandiose ceremony of someone who's just gone through religious revelation? It's strange that stuff everybody kind of accepts as being true, we all are surprised about when it happens to us. And the other thing is, it is a very contentious list of points to say on the internet. So if I have an interview with a billionaire who says that all of his money didn't make him happy, or a movie star who says that her fame felt like a prison, the internet quite reliably will tear them apart for being ungrateful and out of touch. Don't you know that there's people that are struggling? Oh my God, how tone deaf could you be? So not only do we refuse to learn the lessons, we even refuse to hear the message from the people warning us about them. And even more than that, for every single one of those lessons, if I think a little bit deeper, I can probably recall a time, including right now, where I convinced myself that I was the exception to the rule, that my particular mental makeup or life situation or historical wounds or dreams for the future render me immune to these lessons being applicable. No. My unique inner landscape would be fixed by skirting around some of the most well-known wisdom of the ages. It's like, no. I can thread this needle properly. Watch me dance through this minefield and avoid all of the tripwires that everyone else has kicked. And then you kick one. And you then share a sort of knowing luck with someone else who also learned one of these unteachable lessons. And it's the kind of luck that can only occur between two people who have been hurt in the exact same way. And a little voice in the back of your mind will say, I told you so. And these unteachable lessons, I guess, play into a broader idea of there's certain areas of life that you just can't expedite. I wonder whether it's because it's so alluring, fame, sexiness, adoration, money, the distraction of doing something that isn't seeing your parents and forgetting how sort of time moves and that one day they're going to be gone. a lot of those lists, that list of questions and points, all play on things that we really, really want, stuff that feels urgent, that gets in the way of things that are maybe more important. And you will reliably kick the tripwires of many of those throughout your life. And I get the sense that this is a unique category of lesson that just comes along for the ride as a byproduct of getting older, that trying to expedite it, trying to get there a bit quicker, maybe you can do it, but there's very few people I know who have been able to say, I don't want the pretty girl who's difficult to get. I don't want money, fame. I don't get distracted from seeing my parents. I don't work too much without burning myself out first. There's very few people who get to that realization without having been burned so painfully. And maybe that's it as well, that the allure of the success of these things or the distraction away from stuff that's important is so strong that it takes a ridiculously painful event to actually drive the nail into the coffin of whatever this lesson is. But yeah, Unteachable Lessons, I think it's sort of when you see it, you can't unsee it. And I'm watching them pop up everywhere. And I do think as well, the sort of audience that listens to Modern Wisdom is cool because the nuance and the ability to sit with this person who's rich is saying that being rich didn't fix their problems. That makes me, who wants to be richer, feel upset, which like everybody, right? Everybody wants to be richer than they are. And there's only a few people who have said, I've reached like, fuck you money, escape velocity, post money life. But I don't see that so much on the channel anymore, which is good and makes me feel proud of you. So hooray, well done. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you enjoyed that clip, the full-length episode is available right here if you hurry up and press it. Go on.